Hey everyone, welcome. We're going to do a Bitkey challenge. A Bitkey challenge. This is a Bitkey. This gorgeous little thing is a Bitkey. My sister Christina Dent called me and was like, hey, I want to move a little bit of Bitcoin over to Bitkey just so it's a little more secure. And can you help me? And I said, I have a better idea. Let's do a video about it. And people can see how easy it is to set up a Bitkey from scratch. Now, Christina has not watched any of my videos about setting up Bitkey. And she's never touched a Bitcoin hardware wallet. So she's like most people where there's a tiny little bit of Bitcoin on Coinbase. And she's like, hey, I just want it to be safe from scammers and hackers. Like, how do I make sure that I don't wake up and I check my Coinbase balance and there's nothing there? Well, Bitkey solves that for you. So I told her I'd make it a little more fun. I was like, I don't know how long it's going to take you to set this up, but for every minute under 10 minutes that you can get this thing set up, I'll give you $20. Now, my phone is being used to record this, so I will transfer the Bitcoin to her after this because my phone is being used to record it, and so I can't use it to transfer Bitcoin. But I do have a demo phone here, so I can show you some of the, the interface of Bitkey if I need to. But hopefully we won't need that. All right, so we're going to start the timer. Now, Christina knows nothing. So she was like, nothing. So she sat down and I said, are you ready? And she was like, I feel totally unprepared. I was like, that's the whole point.
Isn't there an app or something?
Yeah, I'm like, that's the beauty. The beauty is you have no idea. So we're going to do this live. So I'm going to attempt to do this where, like, I don't say anything. Now, if there's some sort of technical something, I may step in with a tip, just like I would for anyone. Obviously, you get those tips if you watch my how-to videos with Bitkey. But I'm going to try to do this with no tips at all. Literally nothing but this box from bitkey.world and the knowledge that at the end of this, when I stop the timer, there needs to be $5 or some small amount on there. Just transfer whatever, tiny amount you want to transfer to prove it works. And then we'll stop the timer. So
I'm going to be very embarrassing if I don't get it in under 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, look, it's technology. It also could have a snafu. And if there's a snafu, snafus are snafus. But I don't think we'll have a snafu. But if there's a snafu, it is what it is. But this is Facebook Live. First take, only take, one take, Facebook Live. So, Christina, I know you feel totally unprepared, but are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, hold on. Let me start here. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. All right, now I'm going to kind of walk you through what she's doing so it doesn't feel boring. She's opening up the Bitkey device. She's figuring out what do I do next. She's taking the plastic off of it. Smart move. She's checking underneath there. Looks like there's a power cable underneath there. That's good to go. You actually don't need the power cable. So you can leave that, but anyway.
Just pretend like
no harm in having it, but she will not need that. And it's a cool device. And she's figuring out what this cool, ooh, she has discovered that there is something that looks like instructions. She sees a QR code. What does one do when one sees a QR code? Well, one scans the QR code. So is the QR code, as soon as that comes up, she touches it, and it takes her magically to the App Store. And it asks her if she wants to download the app from the App Store. Again, for privacy reasons, I'm not going to show her screen here, but she is downloading it. So we're at the 1 minute mark. She has just started the download process. So from ripping the box open to starting the download of the Bitkey app has taken 1 minute. Okay, the Bitkey app is loading, and it is open. Okay, so now she is opening the Bitkey app and looking at what's on the screen. You can watch my videos. You keep going, I'll keep talking. You can watch my videos for what to do. It's just giving her the what to do. It asks her if she wants a new wallet or if she's restoring an old one. This is a new one, so it's giving her instructions.
Wants to scan and pair my Bitkey device. Hold your device to the back of your phone.
Okay, so the one tip that I always give people, and she'll figure this out, but I'll save her some time, is the NFC reader on the Bitkey device is near the top. So you push the button to activate the device.
There you go.
There you go. So it's near the top. You want to hold it, I'll show you on here. You want to hold it where the light on there is right above it. So that is the magic way you hold it. Now, she figured that out anyway. She would have figured it out anyway just by moving it around. But if that light is peeking over the top of the phone, that is magic, because the NFC reader, which is the near field communication reader, which is what it uses to do Apple Pay, Google Pay, all of that, that is in the top of an iPhone. And this thing uses NFC because it is the most secure way to connect. So also some people try to do it where they're like trying to scan it like a QR code. No, it's NFC. NFC means touch it physically to the back of your phone with the little light peeking over the top, and it'll read it every time. But it needs to be touched. It's not like this. It's like touching with that light peeking over, and you're golden. Okay, so Christina is setting up her fingerprint. It asks you to scan it like 10 or 15 times, just like the old iPhones. And then it says, hey, I'm setting up your fingerprint. I'm creating your wallet. Okay, so we're at the 3-minute mark here, and she is, well, now she's setting up her email address and push notifications. This is a backup mechanism so that if you need to verify like a code, if there's anyway, I won't go through the authentication of it, but they want to have a good email address for you for security reasons. So it sends you an email and it gives you a code. So she is typing in the code that they sent her to her email to validate her email address. They use that email address that if you're doing a restore process for Bitkey, that they can email you and tell you it's happening for security reasons. So for that reason, they want to know that they have a good email address for you. Okay, we're at 3 minutes and 40 seconds. She's turned on the notifications, push notifications and email notifications, and it says, welcome to Bitkey. All right, so getting it where the user, you can show the user interface. This is it set up. Took about exactly 4 minutes right now to set up where she is ready to do any of the things on the screen. So you keep going. Okay. I'll knock a few seconds off because I know I used a few of your seconds.
So I need to buy, sell, send, or receive, or add Bitcoin.
I'll let you figure out one of those you might want to do.
I'm going to add my Bitcoin. And it asks me if I want to purchase it or transfer it. And I want to transfer it.
Okay, now it's asking
Coinbase.
her.
It's asking me which app I wanted to transfer it from.
Well, she's doing that. I will show you over here. Give me 1 second. I will show you what happens when you click Add Bitcoin, just like she did. You get this. Now, this is a demo unit, so there's only 20 bucks on it. But you can see it lets you add it from Cash App, Coinbase, Robinhood, or another wallet. So if you do another wallet, you can do a QR code from anywhere. But to make it even easier, they literally have an integration with Cash App, Robinhood, and Coinbase. So that it's literally as simple as you don't have to do QR codes. You don't have to wonder if you're transferring it to the right place because it's all integrated. So it's just a lot cleaner. You don't even have to mess with a QR code. Okay, so she picked Coinbase. Again, for privacy reasons, we're not showing her screen. She is picking a tiny amount of Bitcoin to move over to Bitkey. And then she's going to click the button when she's ready to do that.
I have picked some.
Yep.
I'm going to click Preview Send.
Yep. So
and I'm sending Bitcoin to Bitkey on the network of Bitcoin, and it's showing me how much it is going to transfer.
So the transfer fee right now on the Bitcoin network is 70 cents. So she's transferring a very small amount, and the transfer fee for any amount right now, you could transfer literally $1 billion for 70 cents.
I sent $10, estimated in about an hour.
Okay, so they set the fees on Bitkey really cheap, so that if you're willing to wait, you can get the fee really lower. If you pick a fee of, okay, so let me stop there. You get credit for partial minutes. If you stop there, you can accelerate it if you pay like, I don't know, it probably would have told you for $1. Actually, try to transfer like $5 more and see what it would have charged you to do it the fastest possible way.
Okay.
So just click
back to home or view in Coinbase.
Yeah, click back to home.
It's on its way to Bitkey.
Yeah. Anyway, but I'm curious what the fees are. So just take another $10 and show me the screen before you where it tells you how long, and then we'll go from there.
All right.
Yeah, just do $10 or something like that. So the Bitcoin network will let you.
Preview send. Is this what I'm doing?
Yes. Yes. Preview send. And see if it gives you a. If it gives you an amount, 70 cents, Bitcoin. All right, Coinbase right now is not giving an option. It's just saying, hey, it's 70 cents. It'll be there in less than an hour. If you are dealing directly with the Bitcoin network, you can typically select. So like when you transfer out, in fact, Christina, go back and click send. Not like you're going to actually do it, but go back to Bitkey, click done, and back out all that, done, etc. And then go back to Bitkey and hit send. And let me see if it asks you if you hit send. What's a Bitcoin address? Not worth doing right now. But anyway, the point being, it'll typically say, hey, you can transfer in less than an hour for free, or if you want it in, guaranteed 30 minutes, it's 70 cents. Or if you want it immediately on the Bitcoin network, it's $1.25. So obviously you're normally not transferring, you don't transfer it $5 at a time with a 70-cent transfer fee. So typically people are transferring more than that. Now the last thing, which for privacy reasons she can set up offline, is trusted contacts. If you somehow lose your phone and your Bitkey device at the same time, like your house burns down while you're on a boat, your phone slips down off the side of the boat, it's gone forever, your Bitkey device burned down, it wasn't in a fireproof safe or in a bank safe deposit box or whatever, they're both gone, then as long as you have even one trusted contact set up in Bitkey, you can recover your Bitcoin. I won't go through if you want to know.
Right here it says invite a trusted contact.
Invite a trusted contact. So it's even going to ask you to do that, but again, for privacy reasons, we'll do that. We'll do that later.
I can add an additional fingerprint.
Yes. Thank you, Christina. So it'll accept up to 3 fingerprints. So after you set it up, if somebody was worried that, but what happens if I chop my finger off in a circular saw? What happens if I get hit by a bus? The answer is, have your spouse put their fingerprint in your Bitkey device. It's there to just make sure a legit person is unlocking the Bitkey device to move the Bitcoin. So if you're worried about your fingers, put 2 in. If you're worried that, a succession planning of what happens if something happens to me, have one of your loved ones put a fingerprint in. Now, you can still go through the whole backup process and recovery process, which is super secure with your loved one, even if you don't have their fingerprint. There's just a 7-day waiting period. And if you don't want to do that 7-day waiting period, it's literally as simple as that. So, looks like the $10 is already there.
Yep.
So, Coinbase said give us an hour because they like to group the transactions to make them cheaper. So they take like 1,000 of them and push them all onto the Bitcoin network at one time. But it took, all of that. So, the summary of all of this thing is the coolest way to secure your Bitcoin, make sure nobody can get it, and it's just the coolest thing. It's super simple. They have so many backup options built into it. You can't possibly lose your Bitcoin. Like if somebody called me and was like, Joel, something horrible happened to my Bitcoin. If it's on a centralized exchange, my heart drops because I'm like, uh-oh, they got scammed or they got hacked and it's gone. And there's nothing we can do about it. Like, oh, my heart drops. If they call me and they say, Joel, something bad happened with my Bitkey, I'm like, whew, okay. There's no way they lost their Bitcoin. I mean, we might have to jump through a few hoops, but if their Bitcoin's on their Bitkey, I'm not worried at all that it disappeared for good and it's done. Like, I feel good about it. But again, if it got scammed or hacked, like a person I talked to yesterday in the UK, they had, 1/10 of a Bitcoin, so, or a little more than that, so about $12,000. It's gone. Like, 12,000 is gone. It's gone. Now, it was with an exchange nobody's ever heard of. Doesn't even do business in the United States, whatever. But that's what happens. Scammers, hackers, they're always on it. And at some point, you give them enough options, especially if you're willing to play along. If they reach out to you via phone, WhatsApp, anything like that, bad things happen. So, as you can see, it takes less than 6 minutes to go from ripping the box open to having a fully set up Bitkey by someone who has never watched a video about a Bitcoin hardware device, has never watched one of my videos about a Bitkey hardware device, has no idea what this is, and when I asked her to sit down, she's a good sport, so she said yes. But I asked, are you okay doing this? She was like, well, I feel unprepared, like I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm supposed to have an app. I don't know if I have no idea what I'm doing. So if you have no idea what you're doing, starting with literally no idea whatsoever, in less than 6 minutes, you can have Bitcoin securely on your Bitkey. Just make sure you invite a trusted contact after you're done setting it up, which takes an extra 30 seconds. For the sake of privacy, I don't want, I want to do that offline. But it's amazing. So with that, Christina, any feedback on Bitkey? This is not sponsored. Nobody's paying us. Now I'm actually paying her. So I told her I'd give her credit, $20 per minute. She gets credit for the partial minute. So that's $100, $20 a minute. So as soon as we end this Facebook Live, I will flip my phone around and I will transfer her $100 to her Bitkey. She'll just show me that same QR code and I'll just send her $100 of Bitcoin. So congrats. You sped your way to a free $100.
Thank you. That's amazing.
Bitkey is often on sale for, normally it's $149, $150. Now and then there will be sales for $99. So, enough to buy yourself a Bitkey. So anyway, get a free Bitkey. So anyway, but any feedback or takeaway, honest assessments of Bitkey and this?
The whole thing, when you described to me what it was, because I told you, I am worried I'm going to become one of those people. I tend to be pretty trusting. I almost gave someone my debit card information over the phone that was like posing as my bank a couple months ago. It sounded so legit, like so legit. And I was like, literally walked to my office to get my debit card. And then I had this moment of like, should I? I just don't really know if I should do this. So I'm worried about getting scammed because I think I'm susceptible to it.
We all are. We all are. Yes.
So I thought this does not seem safe to me because I will screw this up. And so this does seem safe to me because what you described to me, all the ways you could get it back.
Right.
Like, okay, even if you put it in the safe deposit box and the bank loses it, or they burn down, or they whatever, and then you lose your phone, and then you die, and then like there's 1,000 ways, not 1,000, but there's lots of ways to get it back. And so if it's off the
centralized exchange,
exchange, then it just feels a whole lot more safe, and like, you know, I'm going to be much less likely to lose it or to get scammed into like that thing inside of me is going to trigger before I have gotten my Bitkey, put it back on the coin, and been like, this somehow feels like this is not like something I should be doing. So it's great, super easy, very easy. And I am not a technology person. I don't like technology. Took me a long time. Took you about 7 years to talk me into Bitcoin at all. So I'm an average person. I've watched some of your videos, but you're right. I have not watched any of this because I honestly thought I'm going to watch a video and I'm not going to understand how it works. Right. So it's not going to help me. Yep. But here we are, and I did it in 6 minutes.
In less than 6 minutes, and it's even like 5.5 because I slowed you down there for one thing. But last thing I'll say is the beauty of this, to Christina's point about not getting scammed. So for a scammer to scam you with Bitkey, they have to convince you that your Bitkey's been compromised, that you need to go get it from your safe deposit box at the bank, or from a gun safe, or that you need to put your fingerprint on it, then you need to send it to, like, no scammer, they're going to give up. Like, if you're like, it's my Bitkey, they're going to be like, screw it. Like, we'll just move on to somebody who has their Bitcoin on Coinbase or Kraken or Gemini. Like, we're just not, because scammers almost rarely do they scam you by getting you to transfer your balance the legit way. They always try to get access to your account by getting your password, getting you to log in on a fake website, getting you to give them the thing. They want to get access to your account so they can move your Bitcoin. Because when you're moving your Bitcoin, your alarm bells are going off like, wait, why am I moving all my Bitcoin? But anyway, so with Bitkey, it's just a lot more secure because you're like, first of all, I would store this again. Normally you don't store this where it's like right next to you. You know, again, to your point, on the way to your office to get your debit card, you were like, wait a second. So on your way to the bank to get your Bitkey from your safe deposit box, or on your way, to your safe at home or wherever you keep your valuables or your jewelry or whatever the most valuable thing you have is, on the way there, you're like, wait a second, why would I be getting my Bitkey? It's just infinitely harder. And since this thing can't be hacked, and hackers and scammers cannot move your Bitcoin without literally putting your fingerprint on the reader, first of all, scammers are never going to try to impersonate Bitkey because, seriously, it's like the hardest thing. But if they did, they got to get you to put your fingerprint on the Bitkey and transfer your Bitcoin somewhere else. Not going to happen. They're going to give up and move on. So this is just the most secure, the most easy to use way. And it is the first time I've ever been confident and comfortable recommending a Bitcoin hardware device to anybody. The other things out there on the market, and I've tried all of them, I've played with all of them, they are too complicated. It is too risky that you'll lose the Bitcoin, that it will get something will go wrong. It's just I just could never feel comfortable recommending other solutions to non-technical people. Bitkey's for everybody. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. I love it.
Which is why you did it with a non-technical person.
Right. I was like, who better than Christina, who's like, this is not my thing. I'm like, great. That's why we need to do this video, because it's not your thing. So anyway, less than 6 minutes from scratch. Bitkey, highly recommended. Bitkey.world, Bitkey.world is the website. This is not a sponsored video. Nobody's getting paid. Christina's getting paid $100 for every minute she shaved off. So she's getting $100 of my money. Otherwise, this is not sponsored. This is because I'm passionate about Bitcoin, and I am passionate about you securing your Bitcoin. And you can do that starting from zero in less than 6 minutes. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.